everybody. Why can't you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, yeah, you can. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong buttons. Welcome, everybody, to another Crimeland episode. I have a pretty good show lined up for you today. It's going to be kind of sad. There's some sad stories, but I think I got some funny stuff too. So we'll start with the sad stuff. Well, we'll just do a roller coaster today. How's everybody doing today? Good, I hope. I see Erica's here, Quest Fanning. Hola, Quest Fanning. Major Victory's the one supposed to be speaking Spanish, though, not you, Quest. Hey, Major Victory. How are you doing today? All right, so first of all, I have a Red Bull here, so let's get this cracked open. We'll crack it open and we'll get crack-a-lackin'. Oh, yeah, I've had those stars on the wall for a while. I guess normally I have the camera down there. My brother-in-law, Mr. Zed's brother, actually made those for me because he knows that I like the stars too. Why? Something feels off. I think it's because I don't have the background music on. That's what's happening. That's why it feels off. How's everybody doing? Are you having a good Sunday? I hope you are. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Sunday. Share audio. Yep, there we go. So, first stories first. Missing Texas girl. By the way, today we're going to do the drawing. I'm going to put this up here so I don't forget, but I'm going to wait a little bit so people can get here. So we'll do this first segment and then we'll do the drawing. So if you're here for the drawing, give it a couple minutes. People got to shuffle on in. All right. Missing Texas girl found dead in river. Starting off with a bang here. New details on suspect.
This morning, new questions about whether the death of an 11-year-old girl north of Houston could have been prevented as new details emerge about the suspect. The body of Audrey Cunningham was found in a local river yesterday after a 5-day search. Police say the river is one place the suspect, Don Stephen McDougal, told authorities he had recently been.
My heart aches with this news, and I express with my deepest sympathy.
Tell me that guy, he looks like a criminal. Like, look at that head. This guy just looks like a criminal.
My heart aches with this news, and I express with my deepest sympathies and condolences to everyone who knew, who cared for, and loved Audrey.
Water levels had to be lowered so divers could reach Audrey's body. She was reported missing last Thursday after failing to catch her bus to school. Investigators say McDougal, a friend of Audrey's father who lived in a camper behind their home, promised to take her to the bus that morning, but refused to tell investigators what happened next. McDougal's criminal history includes more than a dozen arrests. Records show he was indicted for attempted indecency to a child stemming from an incident in 2007. That charge would have required him to register as a sex offender, but he was allowed to plead down to a lesser charge of child enticement, avoiding sex offender registration.
Once again, we have a guy who's done this before getting some sort of break and then killing a child. How many times have we covered this on my channel? How many times? He pled down to child enticement and didn't get put on the registry. That's the registry, by the way. If you were here a couple of weeks ago when we covered Jessica Lunsford. Jessica Lunsford's dad worked so hard to get these laws passed in so many states to where guys like this freak on the screen right now would be put on a list and not be let out of jail. But they have to be charged with the crimes they're committing. If you don't charge them with the crimes they're committing, they don't get better. They don't stop doing what they're doing if they get a slap on the wrist.
McDougal was taken into custody on an unrelated charge last week. As authorities questioned him in recent days, Audrey's mother held on to hope that her girl would be found alive.
Not a single person could say anything bad about her. She's not a bad child. She has so many opportunities ahead of her.
An autopsy is now being performed to determine how Audrey died. McDougal could be facing capital murder charges. Lionel Moyes, ABC News, New York.
Thanks, Lionel. So if that didn't make you mad, I don't know what will. This is the press conference. We'll watch a little bit of this press conference about this case. Basically, the story is, and maybe once this goes to trial, I will cover it in detail. But this guy's a friend of the family, lives on the property, goes to take the girl to school. Girl never gets to school. And he's like, I don't know what happened to her. Then she's found in the river a couple days later.
By thanking the media for helping us with the coverage over Audrey, over her missing. Your help has been immensely appreciated. It has been great. I want to thank again everyone who has been engaged in the efforts to find Audrey, from the investigators to the volunteers who have spent countless hours in hopes of finding her, and to the.
By the way, this is another one of those cases, just like we discussed with Jessica Lunsford, where the entire community turned out to help search for this little girl. The communities, when they get together like that, it kind of warms my heart a little bit. It sucks that it's in cases like this. It's just this mirror. I wanted to cover this, and I wanted to get it out of the way right off because it reminds me so much of that case that I covered with Frank the other day.
The community members who have been here supporting us since day one. I also want to say thank you to Trinity River Authority for lowering the water levels so that the divers could reach areas of interest. At this time, I sadly announced that Audrey's body was located at the Trinity River on the U.S. Highway 59. As a result of today's developments, I will discontinue the Amber Alert for Audrey, and I want to thank DPS, Department of Public Safety, for all their help in this alert. The information that we have gathered in this criminal investigation is substantial. The Polk County Sheriff's Office investigators, the Livingston Police Department, and the Texas Rangers, the game wardens, the FBI, Harris County Sheriff's Office, the San Jacinto County Sheriff's Office, the District Attorney's Office, in Trinity County and Liberty County. It's just an outpouring of love from all of our law enforcement partners. My heart aches with this news, and I express with my deepest sympathies and condolences to everyone who knew, who cared for, and loved Audrey.
All right. This is a 10-minute news conference. If you guys want to watch the whole thing, let me know and I can send it your way. Next up, this is, of course, a Crimeland episode, so we are not deep diving into anything today. Next up, this case is crazy. Have you seen these female cops shoot through this person's front window? Have you guys seen this already? Let me know in the chat if you've seen this one. This is nuts. These are two female officers, and they get a burglary alarm call. And they see somebody walking towards the door with a gun just down by her side. She's not even like pointing it or anything. She's just answering the door with a gun, which, by the way, perfectly legal to have inside your own house. And this is what happens.
Shot fire, shot fire.
That was 3 magazines worth. The one whose body cam we're viewing this through went through 2 magazines, and the other officer went through 1. 3 magazines worth. I'm assuming they're 15-round magazines. I mean, I didn't count, but it seemed like.
Where's that? Go down, go down. Go down.
What are we doing, ladies? What are we doing here? Come on. You need to get your shit together. This is the woman who was behind that glass. She's alive and well. She's doing perfectly fine. I mean, maybe not perfectly fine because she did get, I don't know, 45 rounds pumped into her apartment. But luckily, these two lady officers did not have very good aim. Why can't I hear it? Why is there no sound? Come on. Maybe we're not watching this.
I'm traumatized.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
I'm heartbroken. I feel stripped of my identity. And I would like for them to not just be placed on administrative leave. I don't think they deserve to have badges. I don't think protocol was followed that night or morning. I have a baby, a beautiful baby girl. She knows that I'm not able to do the things I was able to do before. And I'm not able to be as attentive with my baby. She's only 1. So that's probably the hardest part. I started seeing holes in the walls as I was standing there. And then I realized there was something coming through the apartment. I thought it was something outside, but it was something coming from outside to inside. I see blood, not necessarily wounds. I see blood everywhere.
I know it's hard, but you speaking up really matters. We all know that every American citizen right now is keenly aware of their Second Amendment rights and their rights to bear arms, to have a gun, to protect their home, to protect themselves. Ebony was a law-abiding American.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? My mic was not muted. My mic is not fixed, is the problem. Thank you very much to the person who texted me to let me know my mic was crackly. I thought we had fixed it, but I spent an hour with my audio expert Friday night trying to fix my crackly mic. And we thought it was fixed, and apparently it was not fixed. So I have to plug it in through it. You don't care. I think it might be the audio interface, because when I plug it directly into the computer instead of through the XLR through the audio interface, then it gets I don't know. The backup mic goes through the audio interface and it's not crackly. So I don't know what's happening. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're moving along. Thank you very much to everybody who texted me and let me know about that. I appreciate it. Okay, this video is crazy. So this let me tell you what's happening here. I saw this on Bruce Rivers' channel, I think it was. If you guys watch Bruce Rivers, you should. It's pretty good. This is the scene of a DUI crash, right? So we're at a DUI crash. These cops, they're doing their job, you know. comes up and starts nitpicking the cop. Watch. So this bald guy right here is the chief of police, who is not on duty right now. He's in civilian clothing. He's not on duty. He's just driving by. He is driving, by the way. He's not, somebody else isn't driving. He's driving. He's driving by and stops because he sees this crash. It's not even like a DUI where it's an actual DUI crash. It was an accident. So he's wearing his uniform, but the word police on the back of it has faded. It's washed off. The chief of police is interrupting this guy doing his job because his uniform is faded, I guess. I'm not sure that's the way he should have went about that, but he did, and now the chief is on his back on the hood of a patrol car. Do you hear what the officer said? He says he's drunk again. So that makes me believe that this is not the first time that this has happened. Not the first time at all. Like, who do you call in this case? Like, if the chief is the one that's drunk and interrupting the DUI, do you call the mayor? Do you call the sheriff? Who do you call? I honestly don't know. I have no idea. No idea. What? You can't hear the video? You guys got to tell me this stuff sooner. What is happening? And my phone's going off. It's probably somebody texting me saying, we can't hear the video. Let's try this. Do, 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 do.
Yes, away from everybody.
Can you hear it now?
You're in trouble now. Stop,
No, I'm not
please,
in
stop.
trouble.
Stop,
I'm not in
stop,
trouble.
stop.
You're gonna be in trouble.
Stop,
You're gonna be
Billy,
in trouble.
Billy.
Chief, I'm working at DWI.
I'm listening to you.
Okay.
Shut up.
No.
You're in trouble because this is the first thing. First of all, I was about to say to you, you stupid. I was about to say to you, what do you need OEM for?
You're embarrassing me in front of the men about the jacket.
No. That's neither here nor there.
Okay.
That's neither here nor there. Now we got a real fucking problem, Billy.
Yeah, we do.
I know.
We do.
All right, you're gonna have to go inside.
No, how about we do this?
No.
We go
Billy,
inside.
Billy, you're gonna have to go inside right now with me. You're gonna have to go inside and
We're in a serious collision.
Billy, you're not doing anything when I'm on the scene, okay? You should know better than this, my friend.
No.
Listen to me.
Grab me.
No, I said
You were out
come
of
over
line.
here.
You were out of line. You grabbed me. It's on video.
Billy,
it's on video. I'm not going to argue with it. I have a crash
Billy,
to work.
Billy,
I have a job
Billy,
to do.
You're
okay?
relieved. Billy, you're relieved.
Okay.
You're relieved.
Well,
No. Billy, you have to understand something. You're relieved. Billy, you're relieved. go in the headquarters and wait for me.
Yeah, so my crash.
No, Billy. You're relieved.
I have
Billy.
officers here.
Billy.
Right here. They could get waffled because my car is blocking it.
Billy, you're relieved.
No, Chief.
No, Billy. Please, Billy. Don't. You're suspended, Billy.
I'm suspended?
Yes.
Okay. I'm suspended. I'm going home.
Yes. Billy, come here.
I'm going home.
We
can't talk. I'm suspended.
No.
I'm suspended.
You're
going
to headquarters
home.
and you're going to wait for me there.
No, I'm not. I'm suspended. I'm going home.
You're going to go in the headquarters.
This cop has had it up to here with this chief. You could just tell by the way he's answering him. Like, I'm not going to the headquarters to wait for you. If I'm suspended, I'm going home. If not, I'm going to finish my job that I'm doing right here.
Wait for me there.
Let me work my crash. This is why I'm here.
Billy.
Before the part you couldn't hear, sorry about that, is after he slammed him to the car, this officer says he's drunk again. He's drunk again. So I have a feeling that this chief is drunk a lot. A lot.
You're suspended.
All right, if I'm suspended, then I'm not going to wait inside. Nothing more to say.
No, Billy. You have to make you explain something. Billy, you're suspended.
Okay.
All right. Billy.
Yes.
Right now.
Okay.
Wait for me in there. That's an order.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not, Chief. If I'm suspended, I want my union rep immediately. I'm not speaking to anybody until I talk to my rep.
Can you do me a favor? Can you put your car where my car is so our officers and first aid don't get run over, please? Thank you.
Billy's suspended. You see what happened there?
Yes, Chief.
What happened?
There's some type of exchange between you and Sergeant.
Major. We're going to talk about that later. Everybody's got.
So, Ron, he's suspended because the chief is drunk. And the chief was hassling him about his jacket being faded, I guess. And so the officer whose perspective we're seeing threw the chief on the hood of his patrol car. Which I agree probably warrants a suspension or something. However, this chief seems to be drunk a lot and is interfering with the scene of an accident at the moment. So, I mean, I think, I don't know who's at fault. Probably both people. Maybe the chief a little more than the officer.
Billy's suspended. You already got this. What do you got here? What do you have?
We're trying to figure that out, Chief.
Okay. Go on, Billy. Go on.
I'm in there.
Yes, you're going to meet me in there. Go and put the door in right now.
There's nowhere to put her. She's going to ruin things.
Okay, we'll leave her in there. Go in.
I'm going. I got people on the road. I want to make sure they're safe. I don't want to run you over, so watch out.
No. Come on. Go ahead. You know I love you. Come on.
I know. What? What's wrong with you?
Stop. Billy.
Why would you do that to me?
Stop. Billy. Stop. You got enough problems already. Please.
Okay.
This chief is literally exactly how I am when I'm drunk. I hate you, and then 2 seconds later, you are my best friend, and I love you again. So I think maybe the chief is a little drunk. The thin blue line is BS. That is correct. Correct. So, well, we were watching that video and I was fixing my microphone. We did have a couple of donations roll on in here. First one's for March. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. How do I change this so Zena's big and I'm little? Can you still hear me? You can. I don't know what's up with the Xena mic. I tried to fix that too, but that didn't work either. So maybe I need a new tech guy. All right, Xena. You awake? Here. That's from Quest Fanning, but do a shake first. Thank you very much, ma'am. This one's from Ron. Do a touch. Thank you. Thank you both very much. I appreciate you, Ron and Quest. Thank you. Xena thanks you. I thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Thanks for putting up with my boomer tech. I appreciate that for sure. I really thought we had it fixed when we did all that stuff Friday, but apparently not. I don't know what's wrong with this microphone, but unless I have it plugged in a certain way, it doesn't work. And it doesn't sound as good when it's plugged in this way as when it's working properly going through the audio interface. So maybe this is as good as it gets around here. Maybe this is as good as it gets. Dramatic ring cam captures the moment this dad confessed to killing his 21-year-old son.
Hello? 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 David, talk to me. Is he alive? Is he breathing?
He's not breathing. He's dead.
But why, David? Why?
The fighting on the way home was unbearable, and we got here, and just from one second to the next, he was going to go to the Keys. He was going to go with Jacob. He was going to fight girls. Would it be okay if girls go and sleep over? I said no, and I told him no, and I was going to go over there tonight and make sure. He says, well, all right. You know, it's not your fault, Odie.
Julie heard you. Julie heard you. Julie heard you. I'm sorry.
It's not your fault, Odie. Please call my brother. I just
talked
to him.
Where's your brother?
Please.
Where's your brother? He's gonna go to jail.
Get on your knees. Get on your knees. Get on what we're saying. Put your hands on top of your head. Put your hands on top of your head. All right. Interlock your fingers. Let's go. Hey, let's move up. Shield, keep passing. The guys behind you. Shield, keep passing. All right. I got doors. Shield, keep passing. Shield, got doors. I got the door. Stay right there. Right there. I got my son. Oh my God. Who else is in the house? No one. Just me and him.
No one's in the house.
No.
What are you calling? What are you calling for?
I shot my son.
Come on, let's go.
He's right there. Right, walk right. Oh my.
Where's your son?
Walk right in. Walk right in. 10 feet straight in.
What's your son's name?
Eric.
Eric.
Oh my God.
Imagine finding out your kid is dead through a doorbell cam. That's insane. Yeah, that doorbell cam is running through my audio interface for sure. A U.S. couple feared dead after yacht was allegedly hijacked by escaped prisoners, Caribbean officials say. San Juan, Puerto Rico. Authorities in the Eastern Caribbean said they were trying to locate two people believed to be U.S. citizens who were aboard a yacht that was hijacked by 3 escaped prisoners from Grenada. Is it Grenada or Grenada? We'll go with Grenada. The Royal Grenada Police Force said in a statement released Friday that they were working on leads that suggest the 2 occupants of the yacht might have been killed. This investigation is in its infancy.
Reported sailboat sons of a missing U.S. couple are speaking out after their parents disappeared following a reported sailboat hijacking in the Caribbean.
And sadly, that couple is feared dead tonight. Sarah Welch spoke with the family. She joins us live in the news center. Sarah?
Rick and Corinne, good evening. One of the couple's sons lives in the South Bay, and he told us the family is praying for a miracle following what appears to have been a violent struggle aboard their parents' boat.
It pains me to know that they went through something that seems so painful and tragic.
Nick Burrow and his brother Brian Hendry are in the Caribbean holding out hope their parents will be found alive.
We're hoping to find something, and we're hoping that they're able to find our parents so we can bring them home safely.
We're hoping for the best, but we're prepared for the worst as well.
Ralph Hendry and Kathy Brandell disappeared February 18th after they were last seen on their 49-foot sailboat Simplicity in St. George's Bay, Grenada.
There was blood found on the boat. There were clear signs of a struggle. and their possessions were strewn all over the boat as well.
Last week, investigators found the couple's catamaran anchored off neighboring island St. Vincent with no one on board. It's believed 3 violent prisoners in Grenada boarded the boat in St. George shortly after escaping police custody and later used the boat's dinghy to get to shore.
And then these 3 fugitives were captured by the St. Vincent police within a mile of where Simplicity was found.
Also with possessions from on the boat.
Seasoned sailors, the couple married 27 years, had been preparing for the Grenada trip. They made their cruising ship home for the last decade, sailing all over the eastern United States and the world.
They were very meticulous in their planning, and they took risk management very seriously.
There's been no sign of the couple's bodies. The brothers tell us St. Vincent authorities, working in conjunction with the Grenadian police and Coast Guards, are still scouring the ocean, calling this a search and rescue effort, looking for any signs of the couple.
Ralph and Kathy were beautiful people, and I'd like to say they are beautiful people because I still don't want to believe that they are gone from us.
Yeah, and the brothers say they appreciate the hard work of the Caribbean investigators as well as the outpouring of support from their parents' church and the sailing community. There's a GoFundMe set up to help this family. You can find that at ktla.com. Back to you.
All right, Sarah Welch, thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. Could you imagine just on vacation and your yacht gets, well, I can't imagine having a yacht, but it's like pirates boarding your ship, and I assume they haven't found the couple, so I assume they're in the ocean somewhere. Will wash up, maybe not. I don't know how currents work. The only thing I know about how currents work in that part of the world is I learned from watching the TV show Dexter, so I'm no expert. All right, Mr. Zed sent me this next story, and it's a crazy one, guys. I think I'm going to read this article, but this might require a deep dive on an overruled episode. Let me know as I'm going through this story if you would like me to do a deep dive into this. Man whose killings of 2 Alaska Native women were recorded in a stolen phone, convicted. A 52-year-old South African man who was on trial in Alaska for killing 2 women was on Thursday, February 22nd, convicted, according to a report by the news agency Associated Press on Friday. A judge in Alaska's capital city of Anchorage returned a unanimous verdict against Brian Stephen Smith after deliberating for less than 2 hours. The victims were 30-year-old Kathleen Henry and 52-year-old Veronica Abuchuk. Both women were Alaska natives. Smith was found guilty on 14 charges, including first and second degree murders, sexual assault, as well as tampering with evidence. Smith was arrested in Henry's murder after Valerie Kassler, a sex worker, stole his mobile phone from his truck and discovered the footage of the 30-year-old's killing in 2019. Prosecutors said on Thursday that Kassler copied the footage to a memory card and ultimately turned it over to the police. She became a key witness during the trial in Anchorage. Henry's murder happened in September of 2019 in a room in a Marriott hotel. The memory card contained 39 images and 12 videos. Speaking about the videos during the closing argument on Thursday, Anchorage Deputy District Attorney Heather Nobiraga said, "You saw the defendant repeatedly strangle Kathleen Henry. You saw him step on her throat. You saw him step on her stomach. You see him fondle her, pinch her breasts. You see him poke her in the eyes several times," Nobiraga said, or added. Henry's remains were discovered along railroad tracks near the Seward Highway by 2 railroad employees in October of 2019. Following an interrogation by detectives, the 52-year-old South African confessed to the killing of Abuchuk. Smith said he picked Abuchuk up in Anchorage while his wife was out of town. He said she smelled, but Abuchuk refused to take a shower when he asked. The man became upset, retrieved a pistol from the garage, and shot her in the head. Smith told the police where Aberchuk's body was left. The authorities later found a skull with a bullet wound. For Aberchuk's murder, Smith faces 30 to 99 years, the report said. He had another life. Smith's wife, Stephanie Blisland, attended the 3-week-long murder trial. Blisland said he was very good for me, but he had another life, I guess. She added that her husband's problems were likely exacerbated by heavy drinking. I mean, I'm going to need to drink heavily after reading this story. This is horrible. Blisland said that when Smith was first arrested, he was in a very dark place. He got better. Over the years, Kassler has changed her story about how she came into possession of the memory card. She claimed that she found the card labeled "Murder at the Midtown Marriott" on the ground. Later, she claimed she stole the car from the center console of Smith's pickup when they were on as what she described as a date, but changed it to say she stole Smith's phone from the truck. So this murder was solved because a prostitute stole the cell phone. What do you guys think? Should I do a deep dive on that? I think I might need to. Look at this guy. And he's from South Africa, so he probably has an accent. I kind of want to watch the trial. I wonder if the trial's out there. I do enjoy a good South African accent, you know. I want to thank Mr. Zed for sending me that story. Usually I hear about these sort of things before he does, and he sent me that story, and I had never heard of it before. So it seems that that guy killed one of these women because she smelled bad. This next story, this woman attempted or tries to kill somebody because they tell her house smells bad.
Horrifying case out of North Lincoln where officers were called to this woman's home, finding dead animals and dog feces everywhere, along with 2 people that had been attacked by her.
Police say one woman was stabbed and another was beaten up after they made a comment about the shape her home was in. It happened on Sunday near 37th and Madison Avenue. 2 women told police they were visiting 24-year-old Tatiana Iniguez's home when they had told her that the house was very dirty, especially with 2 children living in the home. Iniguez is then accused of getting upset before punching one of them and stabbing the other with a kitchen knife and threatening to kill her. Luckily, they're both expected to be okay. The children are no longer living in the home, and Iniguez was arrested on second-degree assault and a weapons charge. She's due back in court on March 14th.
It's a special day at Park Visalia.
I mean, all I have to say is if somebody comes into my house and starts complaining that it's dirty, just get out of my house. I'm not saying they deserved it, but no, they didn't deserve it. And it seems like she was living like a hoarder, like filthy, not just like a little dust like around here. So they didn't deserve it. I'm just kidding. That was a joke. I didn't even read the headline to this one. I guess we'll find out together.
Is behind bars thanks in no small part to the actions of his own family.
Yeah, last February.
I remember. This story is great. So these girls were abused by their father, and there was a warrant out for the dad's arrest, and he went on the run. And these strong women got together, got on social media, and got him. They got him. Watch this. Also, it happened in Polk County, so Grady Judd is involved. It's the perfect story. It's the perfect news crime story.
It's first told you about one woman's quest to bring her own father to justice. And last night, deputies found that man hiding in a shed in Lakeland. Channel 9's Nick Pampantonis is live outside the Polk County Sheriff's Office. Nick, this is the culmination of months of work online and in person.
It's been 450 days of waiting for the family. They went viral on TikTok. They spoke to us a year ago. They went on national TV, all thanks to one brave child coming forward.
We got him.
It's one of the happiest days of the Albaran family's life, beaming after.
In case you're wondering, the one girl is blurred out because she is under the age of 18. The other 4 are over the age of 18 and consented, obviously, to be on camera.
Learning Davy Almiron was finally behind bars.
She's screaming, she's crying. We're like so relieved that my father's off of the streets.
On that one charge, do you want the public defender?
No, Your Honor. Deputies arrested Almiron just before midnight on child molestation charges.
Grady, for finding our father. We're very happy and we're so thankful.
Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd said when they found Almiron hiding in a Lakeland shed, he gave a fake name.
But he admitted that he was looking for the opportunity to break and run from us until he saw the dog.
We had our high days and we had our low days, you know, but we just kept pushing through them.
The Almiron family spent more than a year tracking him, uploading viral TikToks, always nipping at his heels but never quite getting him. Last week, he was featured on a national crime show. Daughter Anna said the tips began pouring in, including someone who said Almiron's cell phone was sharing its location.
I just appreciate everybody for the part they played in this. It took millions of people to get him. People that didn't even know us.
Judd wouldn't confirm the exact details of the investigation, but said victims should feel empowered to speak out.
We can't make things better for your family if we don't know about it.
Those TikTok videos actually inspired other victims to come forward as well. I did ask the daughters how they will feel about facing their dad in court once he does get extradited back to Osceola County. Their answer was everything. I'll show it to you coming up on Eyewitness News at 6 o'clock. Live in Polk County, Nick Papantonis, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Your legs active.
So that's a happy ending. Like that. Woman missing for 7 years rescued from Ink Star Motel. MSP say. I think this is in Michigan, so I'm guessing that's the Michigan State Police. Let's find out what happened here. A woman who'd been missing for about 7 years was rescued by Michigan State Police Monday. The woman, who was in her 30s, was found at an Ink Star motel room after her family reported her location to the police. MSP 2nd District posted on social media. The caller said that her stepdaughter, who had been missing since 2017, contacted her and was currently being held against her will at a motel in Ink Star, according to MSP. The motel was Evergreen Motel on Michigan Avenue. Detectives and troopers from the Metro South Post responded to the motel and heard someone screaming and crying in one of the rooms. Lieutenant Mike Shaw said they forcefully entered the room and rescued the woman. State police transported the victim to Beaumont Dearborn to be evaluated by doctors and interviewed by detectives. She was also reunited with her family and provided resources to recover. Another happy story, happy ending. A suspect was identified and investigators seized drugs, cell phones, and a firearm from the motel room, MSP reported. They are still investigating the matter to determine if human trafficking was involved. I assume it was, but they're investigating. We'll let you know. An 83-year-old arrested for bank robbery in Chicago on Valentine's Day. What a lovely Valentine.
An elderly man is accused of a string of bank robberies in Chicago. Authorities believe 83-year-old Donald Bennett had been targeting the bank since last summer, along with a younger accomplice in his 50s. And the final heist was last week. Bennett was convicted of robbing multiple banks back in 1989. He was released in 2020 after serving more than 30 years in prison, and police say that is where he met his alleged accomplice.
So it sounds like
an elderly man is accused of a string of bank robberies in Chicago. Authorities believe
he was robbing banks, got locked up for 30 years, and went right back to robbing banks. All right. Detroit lunch break. This is a short one, but I'm going to rant about it afterwards, and then we'll do the drawing. This is the last one before the drawing.
11 a.m., lunchtime at Chrysler's Trenton Engine Plant. And these guys have been working hard. Safety goggles, check. High visibility work vest, check. Lighter and pipe, check. But not everyone is smoking at this park just a mile from the plant. This guy's having a healthy lunch of chips and beer. And while this behavior during your break is against Chrysler's policy, these guys aren't so reckless as to do it in a public.
Hey guys, hate to be a buzzkill, but shouldn't you guys be building cars? Don't you guys work out at the Chrysler factory? You know, the government spent a lot of money bailing you guys out, and you're coming out here on your lunch break.
Leave these guys alone. They work a difficult job, right? They're probably working on an assembly line where they're just like inspecting something, putting it down, inspecting something, putting it down, like this, or pushing buttons that works robots that make these cars. Let them have their lunch break. Like if the cops come and bust them for, I don't know if weed is legal in Michigan or not, but let the cops do that. Why is the news getting involved? These poor guys just trying to have a beer and a smoke on their lunch break. And it looked like they were in a forest preserve or a park or something. Just leave them alone. What are we doing? Leave them alone. They have a tough job. They have a tough job. All right. So I told you guys that I was going to create a notebook to be this month's prize for the drawing it's the first episode of March, so we're going to do the drawing from the February entries. Not only did I create that notebook, but I organized the website. So KatieZ.com, go to KatieZ.com for any of this stuff, but it's all organized now. So if you want overruled stuff, you can get the overruled stuff here. If you want Steven's stuff, his stuff has its own tab now. You can get all of his merchandise right there. Crimeland, the True Crime with Xena collection. If you need to get a pet bandana, it's there. So the notebook. You guys wanted a notebook, so I designed a notebook. This is not my How to Get Away with Crime notebook. It's not my How to Get Away with Crime notebook. So this is the prize this month. It is a lined notebook, hardcover. You can make all your notes of how you're not going to get away with crimes. It says not right there. It says not. By the way, you can use discount code KT5 for 5% off of anything on this website. I did a little redesigns of some of the sweatshirts as well. So, as opposed to this one, which I was just wearing, who had, it's got the big, I made it small on the chest there. And this one has the overruled on the back and on the front. They're very comfortable too. Very comfortable. I highly suggest picking one up. All right. You guys want the drawing? I'll give you the drawing. Let's see who's in the chat. So just so you know, anytime you donate or you buy something from the merch shop or you come on the show, if you are a guest on the show or you call in, you get an entry for that as well. You get entered into the drawing, and I have all the entries here. I'm not as fancy as Hezekiah, although I did message him and ask him what that spinny thing is that he uses on his channel, and he told me, and then I forgot. So I might have to get back with him to do that, because this is, this is the whole, I'm old and I do things the old-fashioned way, and that's what this is. So let's see who's going to win the notebook. We'll pick one out. It is Quest Fanning. I think I saw Quest in the chat. He did donate earlier. So Quest, you won. Quest, I would say send me your address, but I think I already have it. But I'll message you if I can't find it or whatever. Quest Fanning, congratulations. You won this beautiful, not my How to Get Away with Crime notebook from the KatieZ.com online store. It's very nice. You can keep all of your crime notebook. You can keep all of the tips you learn from watching my channel in this beautiful notebook. I'm going to leave this here so I don't forget. Somebody remind me if I forget that Quest won. Thank you, Quest, for all of your donations and your support. I appreciate you. All right, moving along. Moving right along. Let's see if I missed anything over here. Oh, Parson said some of them may be forklift drivers. I don't really care. Leave those guys alone. I could, like I said, I understand if it's the police or something like this. Is the news having nothing better to do with their lives than bother these poor guys on their lunch break? Like they got enough to worry about. They have enough to worry about. So I want to talk about Laken Riley. Have you guys heard of Laken Riley? She was murdered last Thursday. She was murdered last Thursday at UGA, and she was previously a UGA student, but she had just recently transferred to go to nursing school at Augusta University, which is very close. I don't have a map pulled up, but Athens and Augusta are very close together. So she went back to the UGA campus where she had been going to school previously to run on the track by the intramural fields. A gentleman, I use that term very loosely, grabbed her and drug her off the jogging track. She had tried to call 911. She tried to call 911. He prevented her from dialing the phone. And that's where we're at. She fought back and he bashed her over the head with something. People are speculating that it was probably a rock of some sort, a stone or a rock, because it was with such force that in the affidavit, it says her skull was disfigured. Let's hear about this case.
This is heartbreaking. This is a heartbreaking time for the university. I could not disclose Laken's name last night during the news conference, as last night the family had not been notified. But I'm here to share that we have a suspect in custody for Laken's murder. We are obtaining arrest warrants for Jose Antonio Ibarra, 26 years of age. He lives here in Athens, but is not a U.S. citizen. He has been charged with the following: malice murder, felony murder, aggravated battery, aggravated assault, false imprisonment, kidnapping, hindering a 911 call, and concealing the death of another. He will be transported to the Clark County Jail. We have also served a search warrant on his apartment and continue to collect evidence. There are no indications of a continuing threat to the community related to this case at this time. I want to thank the men and women of the University of Georgia Police Department and all of our partners. This arrest was facilitated by the excellent work of both patrol officers and detectives from the University of Georgia Police Department and the Athens Clark County Police Department, as well as Georgia Bureau of Investigation, with the assistance of federal agencies as well. In every way, it was genuinely a team effort.
How heartbreaking is that? Tempers flare for members of the community at a press conference by the mayor of Athens, giving an update on to the death of Laken Riley. They are calling for the mayor to resign. These people in Athens are ticked off.
Liar! You're a liar! You are guilty and got blood on your hands for this murder, sir.
Many of the aspects that are ascribed to Sanctuary City.
We know what Sanctuary City means.
That are disallowed.
It means abiding by sanctuary policy, which is what we do.
And we contribute a document every year to the Georgia Department of Audit.
Liar!
When you have the little old ladies upset, I mean, when these ladies are upset, I'm pretty sure both of their names are Karen, and that mayor's going down. So in 2019, the mayor of Athens declared Athens a sanctuary city. Now, this Ibarra guy was arrested in Athens previously, but they let him go back out onto the street. And that's why these people are upset. He was arrested for shoplifting at Walmart. He was with his brother at the time. The reason they're upset is because what should have happened, or what they think should have happened, which I believe should have happened, is when somebody is arrested and they are not a citizen of the United States, and they're here illegally, then whoever the arresting department is supposed to call the Border Patrol people and have them picked up and dealt with that way, the immigration status stuff. But because Athens is a sanctuary city, they just let him go back out into the community, and he ended up killing Laken Riley. That's why they're upset.
Explosive moments as the mayor of Athens Clarke County worked to explain safety enhancements coming to the city after the death of a college student, Laken Riley. Many protesters say they're angry at the fact Athens appears to be a sanctuary city. Fox 5's Eric Perry was inside the tense news conference. Eric is live outside police headquarters with the latest.
Yeah, Christine, tense. Not even sure if that is a strong enough word to describe what the feeling was like inside. Many people who were in opposition this morning believe that this 2019 resolution that was signed by the mayor and commissioners names Athens as a sanctuary city. The mayor says that's simply not the case.
Resign now! Resign now!
Heated moments in the city of Athens Wednesday morning as Mayor Kelly Girtz attempted to unveil a safety plan.
We are deeply sorry for this tragedy. The responsibility for this crime rests solely upon the perpetrator.
This comes after the death of Augusta University nursing student Laken Riley, killed on the UGA campus last week, allegedly by Jose Ibarra, confirmed to be in the country illegally. Girtz says his focus is to ensure the safety of all. He plans to present several safety investments to commissioners at a Tuesday meeting.
Making sure that we tie all our publicly accessible cameras and those private cameras that have engaged with us into a unified system, and staffing that real-time crime center on each shift.
Girtz also outlined the need for all-terrain vehicles, money for youth and housing, and raises for police.
You're a liar!
We're here to listen.
Liar!
There'll be time for questions.
You are guilty and got blood on your hands!
But bubbling over for many residents who came with signs in hand is the idea of a sanctuary city.
There's been no legislation from this government that has created sanctuary city status.
The mayor says Georgia does not allow for sanctuary cities, and no policy has been adopted by the mayor or commission to create the city status.
He signed the resolution in 2019, and now he's like pretending he didn't for some reason. Just be honest, dude.
Face heavy criticism of a perceived sanctuary city status after city commission passed a resolution in 2019 welcoming immigrants of all statuses. Mayor Girtz says the resolution was put in place during the Trump presidency after rhetoric, he says, was harmful. Fox 5 has learned Ibarra was arrested for shoplifting this past October, but was released. The police chief says their system has no way of detecting someone's immigration status.
Blood is on his hands. The blood is on the mayor's hands.
Yeah, and back out here live, Laken Riley's family will say goodbye to her one final time this Friday. As for protests, there are several planned, one this evening on the campus of UGA, set by students, and many of the protesters inside there this morning in opposition prepare to come together Tuesday at 5:30 at City Hall, an hour before the county commissioner meeting. In Athens, I'm Eric Perry, Fox 5 News.
All right, Eric.
Thanks, Eric. Yeah, when the students and the little old ladies are both protesting against you, you have lost already. There's no winning that. There is no winning that at all. I have a couple more. One of the things that I found out in this case is that, well, a couple of things. First of all, Ibarra came here with a woman who was not his wife, but they did get married because he was trying to apparently the way it works is they don't want to let single males in. So he had the sham marriage to this woman who has spoken out since then saying, no, we weren't really married. We were just married on paper so we could get into the country. So that was a thing. And then the other thing is that his brother, who was also here illegally, got a job at the University of Georgia for a few months, and then with some sort of fake paperwork or something like that. And then the University of Georgia figured that out and fired him. So that may be one of the reasons why he was familiar with the campus or why he was there at all. I'm not sure. Like, this is all speculation. Allegedly, he's not been convicted of anything, obviously. But there'd be no other reason for him to be on the campus. But UGA hired his brother, who was, like I said, also an illegal immigrant.
With us, I'm Wendy Corona.
And I'm George Estevez. Let's get right to the latest on this breaking news. The man, Laken Riley, could be booked into the Clark County Jail at any minute. They arrested Jose Ibarra tonight and tell us he didn't know Riley and that it was just a crime of opportunity.
Today, we learned the name of that victim. We know she is Laken Riley. She's a Cherokee County native who her old school superintendent called a shining light.
Classes at UGA will resume on Monday. They were canceled today and this weekend. Riley sorority is hosting a vigil for her Monday afternoon.
We do have live Team 2 coverage tonight from Athens, starting with Channel 2's Courtney Francisco. Courtney, you're standing by where investigators have been searching that suspect's apartment for hours now.
Yes, Wendy, and police say Jose Ibarra lived in the first floor of this apartment building that you see right here where police are standing guard. This complex still crawling with investigators at this hour. This is where police arrested Ibarra this afternoon. And just hours ago, we learned what led them here, why they think he's the killer, and how they think he did it.
Past dark, police pulled evidence from Jose Ibarra's apartment.
I think it's really opened our eyes.
University of Georgia students showed up at a press conference Friday night to hear the latest themselves, and they learned lead investigators believe Ibarra randomly chose to kill Laken Riley.
He did not know her at all. I think this was a crime of opportunity.
She was 22, a nursing student. He is 26, from Venezuela.
He did not attend school at the University of Georgia. This was an individual who woke up with bad intentions on that day. This was just a crime of opportunity, no motive.
UGA Police Chief Jeff Clark says his team started investigating the crime just after 12 noon Thursday, after Riley's friend reported her missing, said she left for a jog around UGA's intramural fields and never came back. 30 minutes later, police say an officer found her in the woods, beaten unconscious. Efforts to revive her did not work. Fast forward 24 hours Friday, federal, state, and city investigators were searching a unit at this apartment complex less than 2 miles from the crime scene on UGA's campus. That's where they found Ibarra.
The evidence suggests that this was a solo act. We took 3 or 4 people in custody. However, we're only going to arrest 1.
Police say campus security cameras helped confirm he was the killer.
I think we definitely need to be more aware, like walking together.
Students did leave together after hearing the update, saying they're changed forever.
Just like a wave of sadness, and I for sure think everyone's going to be more cautious.
Ibarra faces several charges, including murder, kidnapping, hindering a 911 call, and concealing the death of another. Reporting live in Athens, Courtney Francisco, WSB Tonight.
It's quite something, too, seeing all the students there, Courtney, now just using that buddy system even more, looking out for one another. Thank you.
Against Alec Baldwin for his role.
No, we're not talking about Alec Baldwin tonight. So some people were upset because there's news media outlets, and it sounds like they're blaming Laken for being alone or for jogging on a secluded trail. You saw the trail was a wooded area. Things like that. And I understand, but it's not Laken's fault. She should be able to do those things. However, if you are a young woman, do not be alone in a wooded area. It's not because of illegal immigrations or anything like that. It's because there's evil people in this world. We cover it every day on my channel. There's evil in this world, and you need to protect yourself. You need to have if you're going to jog alone, have in your hand a pepper spray or something along those lines. Be trained how to fight. She did try to fight back, and he overpowered her. You saw how much bigger he was than her. He was a large 26-year-old man. She was a young, petite woman. You need to be careful. You need to protect yourself. You need to be aware. It seems like she was doing all the correct things. I do not blame her at all. She was jogging. I mean, except for being alone and not, I don't know if she had weapons or whatever, but she was aware of her surroundings. She did see him lurking behind her. She did try to call the police, but it was too late. She tried to call 911. One of the charges is preventing a 911 or preventing a call to emergency services, something along those lines. So she was trying to call 911. This is not Laken's fault, but let's learn from it and be safe out there. Anyway.
Suspect charged in the killing of nursing student Laken Riley on the University of Georgia's campus, ordered to remain behind bars. The 26-year-old going before a judge on murder, aggravated assault, and kidnapping charges, and what authorities call the first homicide at UGA in nearly 30 years.
This court is not authorized under Georgia law to set bond in light of these charges.
We're also asserting his rights under the Fifth Amendment to remain silent.
Riley disappeared Thursday, her friends calling police after the former high school cross-country star never came back from her morning run. Officers finding her body hours later near the running trail.
This one just hits so close to home for me because I live in North Georgia. She is from North Georgia and went to school in Eastern Georgia. And I'm alone. I'm not, maybe not alone. I'm usually have Zena or my husband with me, but I'm out in these woods. I'm in these woods all the time. I love being in nature. I love being out in the forest. So it just, this one really gets me when they showed this this path next to the lake here. It looks beautiful. I would love to be walking or running there. I would love to.
Never came back from her morning
run. Looks
run.
Beautiful.
Officers finding her body hours later near the running trails at UGA, where she used to go to school. Police say security camera footage, along with community tips, led them to Ibarra.
Investigations suggest that they had no relationship. He did not know her at all. I think this was a crime of opportunity.
And this morning, new questions surrounding Ibarra's immigration status. Police revealing Ibarra is a non-U.S. resident from Venezuela. It comes as Ibarra's brother Diego, who authorities say is undocumented, faces separate charges of his own. According to court documents, police approached Diego Ibarra because he matched the description of a homicide suspect. And when asked for ID, they say he presented a fraudulent green card. Meanwhile, a heartbroken community honoring Laken Riley, her nearby college, Augusta University, describing her as a promising future nurse. Her sister writing on Instagram, "This isn't fair, and I will never understand it. I will miss and love you forever, Laken."
It's just so sad. So they did have her funeral in Woodstock, Georgia, on Friday, and here's a little coverage of that.
And friends gathered in Woodstock today to say their final goodbyes to Laken Riley. She was murdered as she ran on UGA's campus last week. Fox 5's Kim Leffler joins us from Woodstock City Church with more on how she's being remembered.
Well, that service this afternoon was private, so cameras were not allowed inside, but it was clear to see how much Laken Riley was loved. The parking lot here was filled as community members came together to honor a young life gone far too soon. The red and black ribbons outside Woodstock City Church shine bright through the rain as friends and family said their final goodbyes to 22-year-old Laken Riley. Riley was killed while out for a run near the intramural fields on UGA's campus last Thursday. She grew up in Cherokee County and attended River Ridge High School. She went to UGA, where she was an active member of the Alpha Chi Omega sorority before transferring to the Augusta University College of Nursing. The pastor of Woodstock City Church, where Riley
Riley was actively involved, released a statement Friday saying in part, Laken was special. She was a gift to anyone who knew her. Smart, kind, compassionate, and thoughtful don't even begin to scratch the surface. In his statement, the church pastor continued to say, Laken's family is family to us. And as their church family, we here at Woodstock City Church are committed to walking alongside them and carrying this burden with them. Riley's family called her an amazing daughter, sister, friend, and overall person in general who will be missed every day. Now, Riley leaves behind her parents and 3 siblings. Her family plans to start the Laken Hope Riley Foundation, which will be focused on homicide awareness and safety for women. A GoFundMe account posted online already has raised over $180,000 towards that cause. Live this evening in Woodstock, Kim Loeffler, Fox 5 News.
So yeah, just all around, this story is very sad, and it did hit very close to home for me. Because like I said, I live in North Georgia. I have lived here for many years, so let's move along to something else because I don't want to cry on air. Moving right along, many such cases. Thug pistol whips and robs a man at a Houston gas station. Gets deleted by an armed citizen.
Good evening to you. I'm Tom Ziska.
I'm glad I could share some good news with you guys too.
Glad to have you with us. We begin with a man who was shot and killed while trying to rob someone at a gas station in Northwest Houston. Fox 26's Jade Fleury is live in the newsroom tonight with details. Jade, what do you know?
Tom, officers say the robber walked up to a man while he was pumping gas, pistol whipped him, took his wallet, and then ran away. That's when a bystander who witnessed the whole thing pulled out a gun and shot the suspected robber. Surveillance video shows the moment a robbery suspect approaches a man and assaults him, demanding his belongings. A bystander who saw the assault unfold shot the robber multiple times before taking off.
Dang.
The suspect was pronounced dead at the hospital.
I was just outside in front of my apartments, outside smoking a cigarette, and I heard like 2 gunshots go off.
Some people in the area say the bystander had a valid reason to shoot the person accused of robbery, calling him a good Samaritan. Do you think this guy was justified in shooting the robber?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he was justified. I would justify him. We need more people like that out here, more people to protect us out here like that.
Hell yeah, it's justified because he trying to protect the society. He helping people. He ain't do nothing wrong.
While others believe the shooting...
I think this is my favorite guy of today's episode right here.
Protect us out here like that.
Hell yeah, it's justified because he trying to protect the society. He helping people. He ain't do nothing wrong.
While others believe the shooting should have never happened.
I can't judge that man. Was he wrong? Probably.
Well, you have a septum piercing, so I don't really care what you think.
Likely, he absolutely was.
There are even conflicting views on whether the shooter should have remained at the scene.
When I seen and heard that he took off after he shot him, I didn't want him to get in no trouble. He's just trying to protect the citizen.
Police say the man that shot the robbery suspect is wanted for questioning. So far, no arrests have been made. Reporting from the newsroom, Jade Fleury, Fox 26 News.
Good evening to you. I'm Tom Ziska. We're glad to have you with us.
All right. Next up, man holding a machete to woman's neck in Miami gets blasted by cops.
What can we do to help you, Edwin? Edwin. No. Edwin. Hey, Tom.
I don't know. I think Horatius, it's a VidMax video, so I'm assuming Horatius put this in here. I don't know what's going to happen here. I don't watch these ahead of times, guys. I don't watch them ahead of time.
They're not going to open up the door. They're not going to open up the door. That's what I'm saying. Edwin, put the machete down, man. Let's talk. Hey. Let's talk. We're just talking, man. We're just talking. Please put the machete down. Edwin, put the machete down. Put the machete down. Hey, put the machete down, Edwin. Put the machete down. You're hurting her. Put the machete down. No one has to be hurt here. No one has to get hurt. Put the machete down. What seems to be the problem? What seems to be the problem?
You're afraid.
afraid. Edwin, well, it's not going to be fair. Edwin, everything's okay, man. I need for you to relax. There's no, hey, listen, don't get hyped up. Calm down. Calm down. Relax. 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 There you go. Just relax, man. Relax. It's all good. Just relax. We gonna get this worked out. Everything's gonna be just fine. Just relax. Okay, let her go, and then we'll talk about it. Just relax. Come on, let her go. Hey, no. Okay, let her go. I want her to pull her back, man. Come in. Look, you need to let her go, okay? Calm down. Let her go. My son about to go. No, calm down. Hey, Edwin, stop.
Yep, that happened. Let's move on to the next story. Moving on. Let's pull up a couple of these. I think we might have caught that in time. I guess we'll find out. Mother of student stabbed 14 times sues Henry County school administrators.
A spokesperson for Ernst Concrete said the extent of the company's involvement was supplying 2 loads of concrete for the roadway surrounding the training center project. Their statement said this: Ernst Concrete is not the concrete foundation.
What does this have to do? This does not have anything to do with this story. What the heck? All right. 9 months after a brutal stabbing at Henry County Middle School, attorneys representing the student who was injured and her mother have filed a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against school officials. The lawsuit, which was filed Wednesday, accuses 4 Ola Middle School administrators of negligence. Attorneys for Ashley Wilson said negligence resulted in her daughter being stabbed at least 14 times on March 15th. My child was attacked because they weren't able to do what they were supposed to do, Wilson told Fox 5. I want justice for my daughter, but I also want them to be held accountable so this doesn't happen to anyone else's kid. Wilson recalled the gut-wrenching sight of more than a dozen wounds covering her daughter's body. Like, everything just left me because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know why my kid was covered in blood, she said. Authorities said it all started when a student with a sharp object approached the girl who was walking to her gym class. From there, a fight led to the stabbing. That student was later arrested and charged. The complaint goes on to state that school resource officer notified administrators about the student in possession of that weapon the day before the attack. I was trying to figure out why the school would be held accountable. But apparently if they were notified this kid had a weapon the day before, and then the next day this happens to your daughter, I totally get the lawsuit now. The administrators did nothing. No investigation, no administrative search, did not notify parents. Wilson's attorney, Andrew Gould, told Fox 5. He said that by not investigating that report of a threat, school officials violated school policy. Once they were notified about the dangerous weapon being on campus, they're supposed to act. But they didn't. And that's why we brought the lawsuit against administrators, Gould said. State law grants immunity to school districts, but that immunity doesn't always cover school employees. Wilson's attorneys are seeking $3 million in damages, which includes coverage of her daughter's medical bills. In response to a request for comment about the lawsuit, a school spokesperson said, Henry County Schools does not comment on open legal matters. Fox 5 reached out to school officials to ask about the employment status of those 4 administrators named in the complaint, and we are still waiting to hear back. That's a horrible story. This says 2 men beat, rob victim of watch at shop on Melrose. All right.
Hollywood police say this is This brutal attack caught on camera in West Hollywood. Police say this is because of a watch. The victim was followed into a business on Melrose Avenue by two people who demanded his wristwatch. When he refused, they pistol whipped him and beat him until the two attackers were able to violently wrench that watch from his hand. Everyone, including the victim, left before police could get there. One of the suspected attackers was caught in Moreno Valley, but police are still looking for the other attacker. They'd also like to speak with the victim. This brutal attack.
The victim left too. I hear Ava trying to get in. Do you guys want to see Ava this afternoon? Let me know in the chat. I hear her knocking on the door over there. Detective reveals details into the alleged murder of 14-year-old Lorelei Sterling. Ron wants to see Ava.
More information was released during a hearing for a Lima teen that has been charged with murder. 18-year-old Malik Dennis had a hearing in Lima Municipal Court this morning.
I'm going to get Ava.
He is charged with the shooting death of 14-year-old Lorelei Sterling. Her body was found in a home at 778 Greenlawn Avenue during the early morning hours of February 13th. Dennis was arrested 2 days later, and after talking to Lima detectives, he admitted to shooting Sterling.
He admitted to firing a shot inside of the house after climbing on the antenna, firing a shot through the window, which there was one hole through the window, and she was shot one time.
Herod was asked if Dennis was allegedly robbed the same night in the home where Sterling was killed.
Minutes before, it was not immediately before the shooting. Mr. Dennis was initially came over to 778 Greenlawn to meet with either or Lorelei Sterling. When he was there were two other juvenile subjects in the house who ultimately robbed Mr. Dennis. Ultimately upset Mr. Dennis. He returned to his house, obtained another firearm, and then returned to the house is when the shooting happened.
The case will be presented to the grand jury for additional charges. Dennis is being held on a $2 million bond.
All right. Ava's with us. There she is. Hi, Ava. Do you want a cookie? She sticks her bottom lip out. It's pretty cute. All right, here we go. That's just for being cute. Nobody even gave us anything. That's just for being cute. Zena, come here. I got Zena here too. Come on. There she is. It's over here. Thank you. All right, hop down. Thank you. Oh, we did get a donation. Thank you very much, Erica. I'll give them another one. I will give them both another one. I appreciate I can speak today. I appreciate you guys so very much. Zena, come here. Come on. Say hi. Say look over here. Say hi to Erica. Say hi. There you go. Let's see if Ava can catch. She's not generally good at this game, but we'll find out. You ready? Oh, she got it. You guys, she never catches it. It usually bounces off her forehead. She caught it. Did you see that? Live action. Live action. All right, Zena, get in your spot. Zena, get in your spot. Hop up. Thank you. There they are. No, she caught it. Ava does not need glasses. She actually caught it that time. Amazing. Get them both in frame. I know you guys are actually here to see them, not me. So we'll get them both in frame for you. All right, next. 8 individuals assault, rob man, and attack from behind on downtown Cincinnati sidewalk. Maybe we'll see this.
Violent assault in downtown Cincinnati caught on camera. You're looking at exclusive surveillance video here near 6th and Walnut.
Now, police are calling this seemingly random attack disturbing and unacceptable. WCPO 9 News reporter Valerie Lyons joins us now live. Valerie, despite the brutality, the victim was able to walk away.
unacceptable is what they call unacceptable. Yes, it's yeah, it's unacceptable to violently attack people from behind. Like unacceptable is what your boss says to you when you're 10 minutes late for work, not when you violently attack somebody from behind. Thank you very much, might be wrong. I don't know about getting a new interface for $2, but it will help. It will definitely help. Thank you. I appreciate it. I might take my audio guy's coming to my house in a couple of weeks. We might have to take him to Micro Center and see what we need to do to fix this situation. With the flashy camera on the dogs and my mic not working. It's all going downhill over here on the KDZ channel. It's all going downhill.
Tanya, CPD tells me this victim took punches and kicks for 23 seconds. But despite all that, he only had minor injuries. And this all happened right here near Fountain Square and busy restaurants. A cry for help as a brutal assault comes out of nowhere.
And by that man screaming help like that, that just blew my mind.
And it's all caught on camera. It happened around 8 o'clock Tuesday night. A man walks down 6th Street near Ruth Lyons Lane when suddenly a group of 8, some of them teens, run out of the Fountain Square alley. A hard punch to the back of the head, then it's a free-for-all from there.
They need to get their kids, period. Get them kids.
Janae Tucker is shocked and angry. The assault happened in front of the restaurant she works at.
It'd be a lot of kids in a little walkway over there, so I could pretty much see this going on. And they just running up on him and doing what they doing to him. Like, that's just crazy.
The brutal attack lasts nearly half a minute. Each of the assailants kicking and punching the man while he's down. One of them even steals his phone.
I just think it's unfortunate that, they're targeting.
I can't believe these people are using words like unfortunate. It's unfortunate. It's unacceptable and unfortunate. Like, I don't. It is ridiculous that this sort of stuff even happens, and that we live in a society where the people who are doing these kind of attacks feel like they're going to get away with it. And if they do get caught, they're going to get a slap on the wrist. That's what's unacceptable. The fact that if they do get caught, they're going to get a slap on the wrist and they're going to get released, especially if they're under 18. They need to be locked up. It's outrageous. Yes, it's outrageous.
No chance to get away from 8 people that are coming at you.
Tucker's coworker Lauren Norman is shocked too, but relieved to hear police caught at least some of the suspects, 18-year-old Jaden Shaw and a 14-year-old boy. Both were arrested and charged with robbery.
I'm surprised nobody from even over here at 8 p.m. on a Tuesday night. You've got people that are eating and hopefully all around.
Bystanders did eventually walk up to the victim and call 911. Police continue to search for the other suspects.
Parents do really need to get their kids. Yeah. Because it's just crazy out here. And like you said, it's kids that's doing it.
Now, CPD is sending a strong message right now. If you see a crime like this, call 911. If you film a crime like this, send that video to CPD's investigative unit. And for parents, they want you to sit down with your kids and let them know that crimes like these are, quote, vicious, completely unacceptable, and harmful to our communities.
She said unacceptable again. Let's just take note about that gas station video we watched a few minutes ago. That's what needs to be happening. People would stop doing that if that was happening. Case of man beaten for 79 minutes outside St. Petersburg bar ends with a verdict. Uh-oh. I'm not subscribing to this. We're not going to hear this story. I don't know who sent me this, but when you send me stuff that you have a subscription to and I do not, we don't get to know what happens. Except for the headline. There was a verdict in this case of a guy getting beaten. Ohio cop shoots woman through her windshield as she tries to run him over. We've said this before over here. Your vehicle is a weapon. If you are trying to run a police officer over, you are going to get shot. That's the way it works. Them's the rules.
Here he comes. Watch out.
605 to those officers. Turn around, get your car.
Oh!
Watch out! Watch out! Watch out!
She wasn't just trying to run him over. She did run him over. Holy cannoli.
Get out of the car! 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 Watch out! Watch crossfire!
She's doing it again! Holy cow.
Stop the car! 605 to those officers.
Stop the car!
Turn around and get your car and move away.
Oh!
Shots fired now, an officer ran over. 10-3, 10-3.
He ended up like 20 feet away from that. Did you see how far he flew off of that windshield? Holy cannoli.
I copy 10-3, officer ran over. Shots fired. Advise Worthington, advise Channel 4. We're going to need some intersection shut down. I copy.
S18, I need a medic, please.
Okay, are you guys on the BP lot? Yeah. Clear lot. Shut down.
Block this whole thing off.
Where's the suspect?
He's that way. Block this whole thing off.
Oh, I thought it was a woman. Apparently it's a guy.
He fled.
And what?
And the blue Toyota Corolla, man.
Anybody have eyes on the vehicle?
It's the blue Toyota Corolla with gunshot holes through the windshield. You can't miss it. And the dent on the front hood, about the size of my body. Go get him or her. I am not even sure at this point.
Yeah.
One of the sergeants here is saying he fled eastbound in the blue Corolla.
We gotta block this whole thing.
Get down on the ground, lay down, put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
Oh, it is a woman.
Put your hands behind your back.
I love the motorcycle cop just pull up with the. That was a good ending. That was a good ending. Let's see what else we have. It is 6:06 right now. Should we do a few more? We'll do a few more. Although that would have been a good one to end on. I mean, you guys send me so much stuff, so we got to get through some of them. We definitely got to get through some of them. All right. I pulled up like 5 or 6 more. Memphis. Oh, did I tell you guys I used to manage a shopping center in Memphis, and we would get, and this happened in the Atlanta market as well, but not as much as in Memphis, but we would get calls for roof leaks, right? And 80% of the time the roofers would call me up. You know, they have to go investigate why the roof is leaking, and then they call me to give me an estimate. This is what it's going to cost to fix it. 80% of the time they'd be like, yeah, there's a bullet hole in the roof, because people just apparently in Memphis, people just like to fire their guns up into the air, and then they come down on the shopping center that I used to manage like 6 or 7 times a year. Top 5 most dangerous cities in America ranked. Let's just get to the list. Bessemer, Alabama. Here are some disturbing numbers. According to Traveling Lifestyle, the odds of becoming a victim in Bessemer are 1 in 9. 1 in 9. Let me know in the chat if you live in any of these places. I'm very curious. If you live in any of the places we're about to talk about, and if you do, are you planning on moving anytime soon? All right, so this places in the city of 27,000 at the top of our list as the most dangerous cities in the U.S. Bessemer is located just 16 miles south of Birmingham, another city that made our list. The New York Post says Bessemer has seen a spike in physical violence, property crime, and motor vehicle theft. Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis is a much different place than it was when Elvis Presley walked the halls of Graceland. Now it has a crime rate that is 237% higher than the national average. St. Louis, Missouri. Well, the St. Louis Arch may be welcoming. You may not get such a homey feeling if you come into harm's way while visiting St. Louis. According to the Property Club, you have a 1 in 50 chance of being targeted by a criminal in the gateway to the west. I take 1 in 50 over Bessemer or whatever that town was in Alabama. 1 in 9 shot of being a victim in that town. That's crazy. Detroit. Do people still live in Detroit? I thought it was pretty much a ghost town by this point. Detroit is no stranger to danger. Coming in at number 4 on our list, Norada Real Estate Investment says, thanks to urban decay, many abandoned buildings attract illicit drug trade, squatters, and gang-related activities. Efforts to remain underway to try to revitalize some of those areas to reduce crime. Birmingham, Alabama, right by Bessemer. Another Alabama city rounds the top 5. Traveling Lifestyles reports local authorities in Birmingham have tried to reduce crime, but it remains higher than 98% of other communities in the state. That's it. That's the top 5. Do you live in these places? I forgot I asked you guys a question. Number 2 lives in Detroit and in Birmingham. She summers in Detroit. She winters in Birmingham. And Bessemer. I'm kind of surprised Atlanta didn't make the list. I mean, it makes sense. There's some nice areas of Atlanta. There are definitely some nice areas of Atlanta. Ohio, 5-year-old abducted by foster money, believed to be in danger. A statewide Amber Alert has been issued for a 5-year-old Darnell Taylor. Why can't I hear you, officer?
Stated that
There
his
we
wife, 48-year-old Pammy May, woke him up and made statements that made him believe that their foster child, 5-year-old Darnell Taylor, had been hurt or was in danger. The caller then stated that Miss May left in a gray 2015 Jeep Cherokee with Ohio registration JIGGZII. So Jigs 2, Roman numeral 2. At 3:08 a.m., officers arrived on scene and searched the residence but did not locate Darnell. A report was taken and a search began immediately. Officers checked several addresses of family members and known friends of Mrs. May, but did not locate the vehicle, Mrs. May, or Darnell. Mrs. May was last seen wearing a green floral nightgown and pink shoes. The last information we have is that Darnell may be wearing a Spider-Man pajamas and white boots. Shortly after 5 a.m., a statewide Amber Alert was issued. At approximately 5:50 a.m. this morning, we were notified by Brooklyn, Ohio Police Department that they had located the Jeep Cherokee unoccupied in their jurisdiction. Our personnel are still on scene at the residence and are searching for any videos in the area.
So we're asking anyone that may have any information that may have seen Darnell or Pammy to contact either 911, or if you have any information that might be helpful to the investigation, to call our tip line. That number is 614-645-2228. Any information that you may have, no matter how minute or small you think it may be, that could help us locate Darnell Taylor or Pammy May, please call us. We're looking to try to bring this to a resolution.
That's sad. I wonder if how long ago this was. February 14th. We need to follow up with that one and see if they found that kid. Grandfather is shot in the face and killed while trying to apologize for a fender bender in California. Wow.
A fender bender in a Highland.
What kind of world are we living in? You get into a fender bender, you go and you apologize, like it's your fault, right? You accidentally like bump somebody, whatever. Not that I've ever done that. But if I had, you apologize and you exchange insurance information or you pay for whatever. And this person gets shot in the face for it. Insane.
Walmart parking lot turns deadly when one driver shoots and kills the other. Good evening. This is the KTLA 5 News at 5:30. I'm Cher Calvin.
And hi there. I'm Courtney Farrell in tonight for Micah. The deadly encounter happened after the victim accidentally backed into the suspect's car.
KTLA's Inland Empire reporter Shelby Nelson spoke to the victim's son and joins us now in San Bernardino with more. Shelby?
Sharon Court, this truly is heartbreaking. It was supposed to be just a simple trip to Walmart for John Mock, but instead he was involved in a fender bender that led to him and his life being taken way too soon. Now, we talked to his son earlier, who says this should have never happened over something so minuscule. He wasn't big on taking pictures. What he did love was his family, cars, and his boat. That's what you'll see in the few pictures of 59-year-old Jonathan Mock.
I got pictures of him falling asleep with his granddaughter there watching TV together and feeding her when she was an infant. He loved his granddaughter. So happy.
They'll serve as memory.
Hearing this guy choke up, it just really got me right here. This is so sad.
For Matthew Mock and his two brothers after their father was tragically killed in this Highland Walmart parking lot on Highland Avenue last Monday. John had come here to get some ingredients to make jerky. San Bernardino police say at around 8 p.m. he was driving down a lane while the suspect was backing out of her parking spot.
For whatever reason, the victim stopped and slowly backed his vehicle up, and that's when he had a collision with the suspect's vehicle.
Police say the impact was minor, resulting in a scratch or two. John then got out of his car to apologize. That's when they say 36-year-old Shantice Norton got out of her car and allegedly shot him in the face before driving off.
I cried when I found out he got killed. That's what he loved, cars. He probably would have fixed the lady car for nothing. But she ended up shooting it.
Those who worked with John at Carey's Fine Automobiles in San Bernardino are just as devastated as his sons are.
I couldn't imagine anybody getting that upset over something so small, so insignificant. It's so painful. I wouldn't want anybody to go through this.
Grieving the death of someone they cherished dearly, someone they looked up to.
I want the community to understand the type of loss that is suffered, not only by his family, but by all of us. You know, if you're broke down in front of an auto parts store and he happened to be there, he's the kind of guy that would offer to help.
Through witness statements, police located the suspect.
Like, not only that, but this woman threw her own life away over a fender bender. She's going to prison for a very long time because she has no impulse control, because she was upset over a fender bender, which he would have paid for or fixed. Apparently, he worked at a shop that did that sort of stuff. She threw her own life away.
12 hours later, they arrested Norton, who has been charged with murder.
I want to see justice served. You know, there should be no leniency. This type of thing should not be tolerated. This community is already broken enough over the years of all the issues that we do have.
And a GoFundMe link has been posted to our website in case you'd like to help the family out. In the meantime, as for that suspect, again, she's been charged with murder and also a special allegation for personal intentional use of a firearm. She has since pleaded not guilty and is due back in court on Thursday. That's the very latest here in San Bernardino. I'm Shelby Nelson, KTLA 5 News.
Leave it to Mr. Zed to be the voice of reason. Yeah, her life was thrown away way before that. You are absolutely correct. But my point being is, why would you, like, I don't understand getting so angry that you're willing to throw your own life away. It is what, like, I'm not victim blaming or anything. Like, never mind. I don't know what I'm saying. All I'm saying is the whole thing's ridiculous, that this man is dead. His family and his coworkers and his friends are grieving. And this person has like, what did she think she was going to get away with murdering somebody in cold blood? It's crazy. Shannon Goodman shot 3 Burnsville, Minnesota first responders to death. Shannon Cortez Gooden, a painter with and felon with a history of domestic violence related accusations, is the suspect accused of shooting 2 Burnsville, Minnesota police officers and a paramedic to death, according to multiple Minnesota news reports. Gooden's name was first reported by Minnesota news site Alpha News, KARE11, and WCCO. Both Minnesota television stations have since confirmed that Gooden is the deceased Burnsville shooting suspect. Here's the 3 gentlemen here. Public records show Cortez Goodman with an address in South Burnsville. That's the same address given for the shooting in the city's news release. It's difficult to read a news article when you're sneezing. Several sources have identified Shannon Cortez Gooden, 38, as the deceased suspect in the shooting today that killed 2 Burnsville police officers and a fire medic. He petitioned to have his gun rights restored in 2020 in relation to his 2008 felony assault conviction. He looks like just an all-around good guy, doesn't he? And I'm taking, we give him his guns back. According to Alpha News, Shannon Cortez Gooden is the gunman. KARE11, Minneapolis television station, later confirmed that information through multiple law enforcement sources and neighbors, as did WCCO. Several sources have identified Shannon Cortez Gooden, 38, as the deceased suspect in the shooting today. This is just repeating the same thing over and over again. So this guy killed not only 2 cops, but a paramedic as well. We'll end with that one. No, we'll end with that one. That one's funny. Okay. So, Fort Worth thief steals $450 from Girl Scouts cookie stand. I'm glad I could police department with more. Just make all of you all mad right before this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Stealing from Girl Scouts. Perfect.
Heather, we may disagree on what our favorite Girl Scout cookies.
Samoas are the best Girl Scout cookie. The ones in his hand right there. I have had no Girl Scout cookies this year, by the way. Are they still out there for sale? I don't get out much. I don't have any Girl Scouts in my life anymore. I need some Girl Scout cookies. Does anybody have any Girl Scout cookies for sale? I will buy them.
But chances are you've seen them outside of grocery stores and businesses where a lot of people come and go. Fort Worth police say a man took an opportunity and got away with nearly $500 in cash.
But we're talking about a little girl here. A little girl that was trying to sell Girl Scout cookies.
This video captured by a Fort Worth Walmart surveillance camera shows a man take off with money from a Girl Scout cookie sale. The Girl Scout and her mother visibly in shock when it happened.
Around $450 in cash is what was stolen. There's obviously some people that have been trying to reach out directly to the detective just to see how they could help.
The incident happened last Sunday, February 11th, in the middle of the afternoon at the Walmart Supercenter near 820 and White Settlement Road. A young man swiping the bag with money in it from a cart behind the table where the Girl Scout was selling her cookies. This is right outside the exit. Multiple other shoppers seen walking out and standing around. Fort Worth police released a close-up picture of his face. It is clear, easy for people who know him to recognize him. Police need someone to come forward. How many bucks have you sold so far?
About 1,600.
Third grader
Wow.
Brooke Martinez is in a different
1,600 boxes of Girl Scout cookies. Okay. I don't want to brag, but when I was a Girl Scout, I had the top sales almost every year because I'm a hustler and I got out there and I went door to door, which I don't suggest kids do these days, but I did. And I can remember like my highest sales year was like maybe 600 boxes. This girl beat me by 1,000 by standing outside of a Walmart. Why didn't I think of that back in the 80s and 90s? I don't know.
Girl Scout troop. We caught up with her and her family selling cookies at a bowling alley in Fort Worth Monday. Her grandmother, Kathy Taylor, was emotional after she saw the video.
And almost made me cry. Because it's hard work. They work long for this.
This is her granddaughter's third year selling cookies. She keeps the money they make hidden. And she says it's easy for people to let their guard down.
It's just that you trust everyone. Girl Scouts trust everyone, and Girl Scouts are honest, and they think everybody is. But it's a hard lesson learned.
Now, again, Fort Worth police told us that multiple people have been reaching out to the detective to see how they can help to basically help that Girl Scout and that troop get their money back. Now, Girl Scouts can also receive donations in lieu of cookies, and so it's expected that people in the community are going to find them and help them out.
Yep, Stephen, everybody saw his face.
Yep.
It's Girl Scout cookies. Phones should start ringing any second. Thanks a lot.
Yep. I want some Girl Scout cookies right now. Samoas are the right answer, by the way. Might be wrong. Those are the best.
Super Tuesday is coming, and it marks a major turning.
The best Girl Scout cookies. Samoas. Thin Mints come in a close second. All right, last video of the day before we're done till next week. Surveillance video catches suspect getting soiled trying to break into Canadian restaurant. Or as I like to say, Canadian. There's no sound with this one. They got soiled, get it? Let's watch it again. That's what you get. That's what you get. Well, that's the show, guys. What do you think? What do you think? My dogs are gone. They're gone. They're on the floor. Hey, Xena, come say hi. Come on, get your spot. She's ready for dinner. As am I. So we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you all very much for coming. I'd love to know what your favorite Girl Scout cookie is. So once this video is done videoing, comment down below. Coming up next week, Smooth Criminal, which is the Richard Ramirez case. Did you know that the song by Michael Jackson, Smooth Criminal, is about that case? I didn't know either, but I found out. And guess what? We're going to cover it next week. Also next week on Saturday, we're going to have our game night. So look in the community post section of my YouTube channel for that. I got a new game, Stupid Deaths. Do you see it back there? We're going to play that game. It's going to be fun. I hope. I haven't even opened the box yet, so we'll see. But it is it's called Stupid Deaths. I bought it on Amazon, and we'll play it on Saturday. Hopefully a bunch of you can join me up here to actually play. Also, if you can't join me up here to actually play, you can join us in the chat, and we poll the audience a lot. And you guys do a really good job, too. When I poll the audience, you get it right almost all of the time. Coming up after that, on the 17th, we have the Leprechaun stream with Steven. Steven's going to be in-house hopefully he can fix my audio if he's actually here. We tried to do it over the computer on Friday, but apparently that didn't work, as we heard at the beginning of the show, right? So we might get it fixed when he's here that weekend. Also, his album is releasing that weekend. We're going to do an album release party on his channel. So maybe some of you can join us here for his album release party. As you guys know, the song at the end of my Overruled episodes, well, and Crimeland too. All the music on my channel is from him. But the Florida Man DeSoto song is already released. I think it came out in 2020. The song that you've been hearing for the last 6 months or so on Overruled hasn't even been released yet. He wrote that song. He gave it to me to use for my channel, and it is going on the new album. So I will post a link in my community page for that album release party that we're having here. I hope you all had a good time tonight. I know I did. Let me know if you guys are liking the shorts I've been putting out. I learned how to do that, so I've been doing that. Anyway, have a good night, guys. We will see you. The next time I see you here is Saturday night to play Stupid Deaths, and we'll have a prize for the winner there as well. Good night, guys. Bye.
First Florida man was Hernando de Soto. First Florida man, Hernando de Soto. First Florida man was Hernando de Soto. Won't you solo go show off your photos, throw out your Twinkies, throw up your ho-hos, tuck in them pinkies, them shits a no-no. The first Florida man was Hernando de Soto. Brought to my attention by the man with the mojo. My 8 subscriber, I'm a fagoso. Jump in them Sinkies and dump them mimosos. The first Florida man was Hernando de Soto. First Florida man was Hernando de Soto. First Florida man was Hernando de Soto. Looking for new thrills, needed a new track of land. I used to dig The Simpsons, man. Bumping Biggie, Pop, Smash Mouth, and Simple Plan. No scrubs for the crease in my pimples, damn. From the south streets of southeast Michigan, hitting shuffle till I settled on a different jam. And when a dime won't do, a better nickel can. And let me tell you, when I used to dig them Simpsons, man. A funny thing about time, you can't get it back. A tight grip, but it rips the jacket. Slight lisp with a mix of traffic. You see about me, like Mr. Glass, always wished I was a whiz at graphics. Take me back to the past where the hits were massive. You can hear Gladys Knight and the Pips on plastic, misfit molasses. Delete my contacts just so I can stick to glasses. Feel that skipped out, so I miss the classics. Aristotle of the bottle, Seneca of the sinful action, senator of the simple maxim. I swear for a skillful Saxon, I'm still relaxing. Who wanna take a dip in the mind sauce, making up for the time lost, forgetting all my past was when I sign off. Prime bribe, prime rib, Agent Smith, prime boss, popping red pills till my mind's off, mind's off. First Florida man, first Florida man, Hernando de Soto. First Florida man was Hernando de Soto. Won't you solo go show off your photos, throw out your Twinkies, throw up your ho-hos, tuck in them pinkies, them shits a no-no. The first Florida man was Hernando de Soto. Brought to my attention by the man with the mojo. My 8 subscriber, I'm a fagoso. Jump in them Sinkies and dump them mimosos. The first Florida man was Hernando de Soto. First Florida man was Hernando de Soto. First Florida man was Hernando de Soto. Threw up that blue pill, moved to a new track. I slew the foothills of that voodoo sap. Microfiche tape decks, I'll sift through that, cause I'll do anything to get the old Simpsons back. Give me the news that make my mood react. I'll swim through the sewer just to make it to the truth intact. And you can shine up that voodoo with new shellac. I'll still do anything to get the old Simpsons back. Imagine thinking Karl Marx is new school Klingon like Huzu. They welcome the ways they can bring on the boots, dude. Declare a major, they get paid to pollute you. Self-ashamed neighbors never gaze when they scoop you. I wonder how we fight it.
The sixth step is never enter in my tent uninvited. The fifth step is produce, no skills is no use. Fourth step, community preference is unity. Third step is nation, it's somewhat location, mostly relations, that's the situation. Next step, family, patriarchal sanity, safe under the canopy, ain't a place for anarchy. First step, I just got to say it, no showboat. Step back and soak up the logos.
First Florida man, Endo de Soto. First Florida man was Hernando de Soto. Won't you soak logos, show off your photos, throw out them Twinkies, throw up your ho-hos, tuck in them pinkies, them shits a no-no. The first Florida man was Hernando de Soto. Got to my attention by the man with the mojo. My 8th subscriber, Yama Bagoso. Jump in them Sinkies and dump them mimosas. The first Florida man was Hernando de Soto. Hernando de Soto. The first Florida man was Hernando de Soto. Got to my attention by the man with the mojo. My 8th subscriber, Yama Bagoso. First Florida man was Hernando de Soto. First Florida man